last. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Woohoo! Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I am Rodney Rogers.
And I don't even care.
That's
I mean,
right
not about you
there.
being Rodney Rogers Outdoors.
I don't either, actually. Mike the Man Coy himself. The Man Coy. Is that like a thing meant to be the Man
I
Coy?
got to get something off my chest.
I dare you.
But I got to mute my microphone.
Is it the Got Squirrel?
3 years down.
How'd you do? Did you get that off your chest? Ooh.
Remember that time we went to Bentonville, Arkansas?
I was just talking to two people from Bentonville, Arkansas.
Get out.
That it was the Halloween call.
Oh, yeah.
Man and Angela.
Yeah.
From Halloween.
You talked to them quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, dude, I watch their videos and how they make the calls, and I'm like fascinated here, and I'm like, God, I want to do that, but I can't. I don't have time, and it just they make such a beautiful call. I'm like, let's just let them do it. Look at you, showing off your Got Squirrel. What do you got there?
I love it. However, I work tonight because I've found out that this is one of the few places
that appreciates.
I am appreciated.
So where are you not appreciated?
I'm on a date with your wife.
That's when she goes, wait a minute.
When you're going out to see blues,
right?
You leave the squirrels at home, I guess.
Yes, you do. No, you don't. You just, man, you wear that thing proudly, man.
I did.
Yeah. I know. I saw that.
I was fine with it.
I saw that she posted, Mike wore his Got Squirrel shirt.
Did she really?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I need
Sorry.
to follow.
Did I just tell on her?
No, that's great.
So here we are, Mike. This is our Tuesday night, our 1 hour vacation. And I mean, when I mean vacation, this is our 1 hour deal. This is what we do. We talk about hunting, fishing, outdoors, anything outdoors. We only basically do hunt, fishing, camping, and such. So we don't ride bicycles outdoors. We need to. So if you want to reach us, you can reach us a couple different ways. Right here, you see the number.
Yep. You're close.
Somewhere in here. Right.
Somewhere right in here.
Right here? Okay. So right here, you'll see the number, just below one of these fingers.
Sorry. I'll keep my adolescence to a minimum tonight.
So right here, R2, I'm about to, I swear to God, I'm screaming out my driver's license number here one day. 262-345-7763. You can give us a call. Talk about whatever, what you do.
Yep.
Outdoors. Are you an outdoors person? Like long walks on the beach. We're your guys. You can also hashtag us at hashtag RRO and shoot us a question. It'll come right here to Mike's face. Or maybe over this side of Mike's face. No, it'll definitely be over here.
Yep, you're right.
This is all of his brains of his outfit. And then Mike will shoot that question to us. I am not allowed to have electronics. Anymore. So it's just me over here just jibber-jabbering about what we do.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
So, Mike, what'd you do this
Where do we start?
Where do we start, Mike? Mike, did I tell you what I did this weekend?
You didn't tell me, but I heard about it on your new 104.1, 8 a.m. every Monday morning.
That is exactly where I was going with this.
Although I got a little worried because 8 a.m.
Well, the traffic got really. Normally, I leave. It's only 20 minutes from my house, and I leave an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
And I went a different way because I was running like 5 minutes behind. And as I was, coming around, I realized the traffic was worse that way. And I could see the building at about 10 to 8. And I knew that they were walking out to get me right at that point. And I texted him and said, dude, I could see, I told Russ with the monsters, I could see the building. So.
Were you just frustrated or were you fine?
I was, man. I just wanted to run everybody over.
Yeah,
you ever wanted to do that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, for 100 reasons. I'm right there. I'm like right here, and it took me 15 minutes to get there from a block away. So
that's frustrating.
Yeah, it was frustrating. So, so we get Russ has gave us a little section been kind enough to give us a little section on his radio on 104.1. And check this out. You can look at you can get the Monsters on iHeartRadio on their podcast. And you can even listen to us right there in Bentonville, Arkansas. Get on iHeartRadio, look for Orlando stations.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's pretty wild. Do you think about that when you're on the air, that this is actually a worldwide audience?
You know, only thing I see, yeah, because I see it like us. I mean, right now I just see us.
Hey, I want to let you on a little secret.
What's that secret?
This might not be the time,
but
this as well as a worldwide audience.
I was going to tell you, I'm pretty sure it's
that internet thing. It's catching on. It's everywhere.
That's how we met Joe Wilson.
That's
you
right.
know, he listens to our show from Arkansas.
Yeah.
We got Ryan over in Kansas, and you know, we've got people up in Michigan. So we have a wide audience that that just absolutely loves what we do, and we love that they love what we do.
It's fantastic.
So we went out and found Mike. I was told that I do random stuff.
You do?
Yeah.
It's part of your charm.
It's just. I was told that I could be headed one direction and change my mind.
And I meant it when I said it. Totally meant it.
And I appreciate it. And it's like I told you, I think it's a sickness. I think it's my I'm all about the next best thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
I
never actually said the word sickness.
I said it. I think I was like, Mike, I think I got a sickness. And I said, I think, because I've been known to head in one direction and see the sunset or the sunrise or know that there's something else going on better. And I have, not better. Hold
Squirrel.
on.
Hey, it's Bentonville, Arkansas.
Exactly.
How'd we end up here?
And and I'm not, you know what? For those of you that don't know, there's a podcast on called Deer Meat for Dinner. Mike and I watch those. And have you seen their new intro?
I have not.
Every man dies, but only few live.
That's cool.
Did you see that? So,
no.
And there's a no truer statement than that. You know what I mean? And I think it's that, man. Let's see what we can get into, kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's this place called Blue Sink up in Ocala. I've always wanted to see it. I've heard about it many times, and I found the Blue Sink. I found it. It's like a diamond in the middle of a desert.
We should have pulled up a map. So how far is it from here? An hour?
It's about an hour.
Okay.
It's an hour-ish. If you're and it's only an hour because it's through the backwoods and through there's like it's not like you can get on I-4 and just be there. It's kind of a wiggle. You got to go down 44. It's a back road, and you got to turn down 429 and over to 426 and hit the 505 and the 41, the 42. And, it sounds like a football game actually.
Hey.
Sounds like you're narrating a football game. And it's a sinkhole.
It's an actual sinkhole.
It's an actual sinkhole. It's crystal clear water. And the cool part is there's logs out there. It's like 60-foot logs.
This is bizarre.
And you just swim up to a log and you pull it out to the middle of the lake. And that's your raft for the day. You fit 5, 10, 15, 20 people on this log.
Wild.
So you can take 20 people there, go pick your log out, and just swim on the friggin' log. And how awesome is that? Because as I pulled up, I thought, well, it's a shallow hole because I see people out in the middle of this lake. When I say a lake, it's probably 300 feet wide.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a perfect circle.
Okay.
And then, I see people out in the middle, and I go, oh, man, it's pretty shallow. But, we can cool off. But no, it's not shallow. These people actually had their own log out there. They're all sitting on it. Just they're all in a row. So hanging on the log, you got to go. It was very cool. It was probably 75 degrees.
Okay.
And it was hot, so it's very refreshing.
This is not a paid attraction or no admission or a gate to get in. It's just out there.
It's just out there. Absolutely, it's out there. And in some places out there, you have to have a permit to drive it because there's four-wheeler trails. And when I say four-wheeler trails, I mean like to 112 miles of trails for motorcycles, four-wheelers, and ATVs that you cannot take your four-wheel drive vehicle on. And then there's places that you can take your four-wheel drive vehicle on that you can't take your four-wheeler. Okay. And then there's a mixture of both. You know what I mean? So, it's just it's a state of Florida's largest wildlife management area. And natural, it's a national forest. It's not necessarily a state forest. It's national. It's how that works, I don't know. Because when I called to get a permit, I had to call and get a permit.
That is interesting.
I go, is this fall under the state parks badge. You can get a state park entry thing yearly. It's like $60 a year, and you can go to any state park. You don't have to pay. So I said, if this is the state, if this is the state park, I'm going to buy the state park because I'm on state park. You got Sebastian, you got Fort DeSoto. So if you get those state park things, you don't need to buy the daily pass. She goes, no, this is national. And I'm going, how could it be a national thing if it's in the state of Florida? What do you mean national? Explain to me. Explain. It's in Florida. How could it be national?
Just open your wallet, sir, and we'll let you in.
So I did. Yeah. I did. I opened my wallet and said, here's my money. So, and they were glad to take it. So you get it's a 3-day pass,
So it's just a swimming hole, basically.
It's just a swimming hole.
People hanging out, having a good time.
Just being cool, man. Just being
That's
cool.
That's actually kind of cool.
It's where the locals go.
That's cool.
When I say locals, I mean locals, Mike. I'm going to break it down for you. There's some local folk there. As a matter of fact, one boy came up. He couldn't have been a day over 17 with a beer in his hand. He said, "Yeah, we just got done dragging. I am not making this up. I swear to God. We just got done dragging a boat right down Highway 19." And so I looked at him and I said, I've done that, many times. I dragged my boat over to Fort Pierce and over here. And he goes, no. We didn't have a trailer. We drug the boat. And I thought, okie dokie now. I said, well, and thinking in my head, had you been my kin, you would have still wanted to see if it floated. And he goes, then we drug it to the lake to see if it'd float. I thought I had a long lost child right there. I said, this boy is after my own heart right here. This is no lie, man. Had a cowboy hat, cigarette in his mouth, and a beer in his hand. He couldn't have been a day over 17 at best. I want to go, where's your daddy, young fella? Where's your parents at?
That's so funny.
And then the people up on the hill probably said, I'm right here. What's your problem? I was that kid, and I was that country.
Brought back some memories, didn't it,
Rodney?
Rodney?
Man. I thought, man, those were the good old days. I wish my old bones was as fragile. He's trying to walk this log drunk, falls off 12 times, and never spilled his beer one time.
I saw him on YouTube.
That was the guy.
That was the guy, yeah.
Whew, so that was a lot of fun, man. Other than that, I really didn't explore much this weekend, as much as I wanted to. Just
it goes quick.
At some point, I got to take care of the stuff at home, and that's pretty much what I had to.
Seems like just yesterday we were sitting.
Yeah, because I wash my clothes once a year, whether they need it or not.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So I had to do some home stuff.
Yeah, you have to take care of business once a year.
Take care of business once a year. So, and then sometimes, if I'm in the house more than 45 minutes, I get cabin fever. And
oh, sure.
It's time for me to go. So, I'm just saying. So, I feel like, what do I do here? With no electronics, I should be punching on something.
Well, it's been, 2 weeks now? You should start to be getting used to it.
I'm kind of getting used to it, man, but I feel like I should be looking at something.
Okay.
Looking at mountains or something. So, Mike, we have tons and tons and tons of seasons coming in. But before we talk about seasons, I want to talk about a young man. We had taken some reels. I don't know if let me
back it up. Start from the top.
Back it up. Russ had a young lady on the show. Her name is Jessica, and her husband was in the Pulse. He was one of the first responders at Pulse nightclub. So they're trying to bring the awareness of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, because no one knew that in a situation like that you could get it. And I guess, it's unknown to me, so I don't want to try to describe it.
Sure.
But we met the young man. What I call young man now, I'm almost 50. I say I'm 48, so I'm almost 50. So I consider myself a wise old man.
You're grandfathered in.
I wish I was a grandfather, Mike. I really do. So anyway, we met, and he is killing it. And let me tell you what, he is absolutely killing it.
So you met him where? How'd you get connected?
Duh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You skipped a chapter, and I need that chapter.
Russ gave me. I told Russ. I texted on the show and said, "Hey, give them my info." And his wife sent me a message and said, Russ said, you would hook us, you had some reels that you'd like to hook us up with. And I sent her a picture, of this tote of reels I have. Now, I have a bunch more, and I'm going to hook her up with.
Okay.
And what he's done is he basically, to help his mind out, to help him,
work through this.
To work through this. That's the word this guy is the bomb. I mean, he goes in and takes these things completely apart, gets them working again, and turns these things basically into new reels. And then he gives them away to help kids fish, and
that's amazing.
To people who haven't, basically what I was doing when I was doing this thing.
So it's therapeutic for him, helping him divert his attention.
Yes.
Put some creative energy into this, and then he passes it on and helps young kids.
Yes.
Get out and go fishing.
That's what I'm trying to say, okay. Mike. You hit it right on the head.
Here to help.
So
what's his name?
His name is Jerry.
Jerry.
Okay. It's Gerry.
Okay.
So my Gary or Jerry? I'm sorry, Jerry.
I'm going to say yeah, that's a tough one.
Because I got a friend, anyway. So he's going to text me here in a few minutes. He's going, dude, you're messing it up.
Straighten him out.
So if you're listening, my man, straighten me out. So here we got a picture of him. What he did was he took one of the reels out of the quantum reels, and he rehabbed it completely. And he repainted it, hooked it up, and then he took it fishing. So we can see the pictures of his results of taking that reel fishing. So basically he's testing these things out. So he's putting a whammy on them, and he's basically fixing them up, taking them out, and doing some fishing.
So the picture on the right, that's something that he texts to you? Or how?
Yes, he texted that to me. Him and his wife actually texted it to me. And he's got a snook and a flounder, which is awesome. That was this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he caught those this morning.
So this is very recent.
Yeah, this is very recent. So
you gave him the reels. That was a week or so ago, right?
Yeah, that was last week.
Okay.
Matter of fact, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
I remember
Thursday
you talking about on the station. Yeah.
Yes, it was Thursday or Friday. Yes, that's exactly right. And we hooked him up. There had to be 30 or 40 reels maybe in that tote, and I've got 30, 40 more that I need to get over to him.
Wow.
And I'm going to hook him up. So I'm going to keep him busy. He's knocking it out of the park.
That's very cool.
So yeah, he sent me. I wish we had I didn't get it to you in time, but he sent me the picture of the reel before and after, and it was absolutely he spruced it up just like brand new.
Oh really?
Yeah. So he's got the handle of taking these things completely apart, all the bearings, cleaning them all out. So if anybody has an old reel, if you're listening, you've got this old reel, let us know, and you can send them to us. We'll get them over to them, and whatever we can do.
You can make the reel connection.
Ha ha! If I had electronics, I could put like a drum roll on that, or like a doom doom.
You can do it organically or analog. There you go. It's the best kind.
How'd I do?
Flounders are pretty amazing. I remember diving the first time I saw them because they're flat on the bottom of the ocean, right?
Yes.
And I thought it was some bizarre fish. Obviously it's some bizarre fish, but I never made the connection that's
I thought it was some bizarre
that's
fish.
A flounder. And so you start seeing people holding them up after they caught.
Right.
Because they're flat, buried in the bottom
Both
of the
eyes
ocean.
on one
It's
side.
bizarre.
What's bizarre is when they're born, they swim like a regular fish. They have an eye on each side.
No.
And it's as they grow, that eye moves over.
We know the
exactly.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it becomes a cover,
doormat. Yeah, basically hides under the sand, wiggles down. It's basically called a fluke.
Okay.
So a flounder is a fluke, and so it's in that halibut family. The halibut is a fluke. Now, flounders get up, I think the world record is like 35, 40 pounds for it. That's a big flounder, and it was caught right here in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. But the halibuts get up into the 500-pound range.
Wow.
So these,
Wow. And a fluke is what by definition?
It's something you didn't know was going to happen.
Okay, yeah, it is a fluke.
Mike, I could
Maybe
do this.
I will give you a sound effect after.
Because I could do this all night.
Deserves a sound effect. Oh, Rodney, what do you say we do some, go in and do some letters?
You've got mail.
Letters. We get.
Stop, whoa, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Poet.
Send me an email with all the details.
Another freaking email. Another freaking email song.
The mail's here.
Yeah, I'm a top flight, hold you tight, get you there by daylight, do you right overnight mail.
I'm gonna learn that last.
You're
part.
getting better.
Am I getting it?
You're getting
I
better.
mean, we've only done it 1,000 times.
You are
It's gotta come sooner or later.
getting better. Rodney.
Yes.
James from Pensacola, Florida wants to know, how long will a bass get, and when is maturity on a bass?
The longest bass ever recorded is 32 inches long.
That's a big bass.
Yeah, and I've caught one 32 inches long.
Okay, just not fat.
Just wasn't the world record.
Okay.
World record was 32 inches long. 22 pounds, 4
Your
ounces.
32 inches wasn't long enough.
My 32 inches only weighed 13 pounds, 6 ounces.
Wow.
And it was only because it was just that time of year when it had, it had bedded out. So
What does that mean, bedded out?
meaning that it sat on its bed and then, laid all its eggs, because what happens is they'll feed up. And right before they go on, the females will sit on the bed. It's called the pre-spawn.
Okay.
And then they'll gorge themselves on bait fish, everything they can. Frogs might, and then they'll go sit on the bed, and they'll sit there without eating, without doing anything for, 14 to 20 days. So they're gorging themselves to get ready for that long time sit there. So they don't eat on the bed. Now, a lot of people have caught fish off the bed, and it's only because their aggressiveness.
Okay.
If you put something in that bed, and when they're sitting on it, they'll move it out. So they'll
Really?
Exactly. They'll basically come in, pick it up to move it out. They're not picking it up to eat it. They don't want to eat it. They're not hungry. It's in their clock that they're just not going to eat. And they'll go to the edge and they'll go, and they'll expel it. Well, when it's got a hook, it's not very easy to expel.
Okay.
So that's when it's huge. So they get pretty long. So now that's a largemouth bass. Now you can get a striped bass that be 4 feet long, 5 feet long. I mean, they're huge.
Okay.
So when is their maturity?
Yeah.
That's going to depend on the fish. Somewhere around the first year and a half, the males will be ready to, and the females will be ready to spawn.
Okay.
So their maturity is right around, they're within their first year.
How long till they stop growing?
Here's the bass are a little bit different because they grow at temperature. So when it's the optimal temperature, that's when they grow. So they grow between 69 and 72 degrees. That's their growing.
Okay.
So they have a growth temperature.
Makes sense.
So the temperature for cold-blooded animals triggers everything. When they feed, when they bite, when they do this, when they do that. So everything is based on temperature. And that's actually when they grow. And that's why the northern largemouth are actually smaller than the southern largemouth. It's because they don't get those optimal temperatures like we do down here. We'll keep those optimal temperatures.
Temperatures.
We'll keep those optimal temperatures for a while.
Okay.
Those optimal temperatures, temps. I'm going to call it temps. I don't want to.
It's much better.
For 5, 6, 7 months at a time. And even 8 months.
Okay,
we can push.
Which is
it
why
longer.
we're the
Largemouth bass capital of the world. Our Japan, the fish that they're catching in Japan, which now holds a new world record, is a Florida largemouth strain.
Really.
Yes, they have shipped.
Japan's got the new record for the largemouth bass.
Japan
Really
has the new record.
As of when? When did that go down?
A couple of years ago, actually.
Okay.
It's 22 pounds 8 ounces, I believe.
Okay.
Or 20. It's huge.
Wow.
I can't. Shame on me for not knowing.
And what's
that
your
number.
largest?
13 pounds 6 ounces. It was
Okay.
that 32-inch bass,
Okay.
and I caught the second 13-pounder I caught was 30 inches.
Okay.
So I mean, they both had potential of being giant bass. Well, should have been some kind of record had I caught them at the optimal temperatures
That's crazy.
and times.
All right, Jimmy, Crystal River, Florida says, will fish look up and down, or can they only see straight forward?
All the above.
Seriously, really?
Yeah, for a long time when we first got
It's a
into
good question.
It is a very good question. And this goes with a lot of the fish. tarpon, they thought because their mouth was designed up,
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
they could only eat from the surface. It's the same way with bass, and same way with a lot of other fish. Redfish, they thought the same thing. Or redfish, they thought they could only eat down. They couldn't eat off the surface. Now we know that they can eat. I mean, they see everywhere and they eat everywhere. Every, vision aspect that they have, because they have an eye on each side. So they can see straight ahead. They can see out to the side. They can see down. They can see up. I mean, they can see.
They don't necessarily move their eyes, but they can just see.
Yeah,
because of the position.
they can move their eyes, but their cones are a little bit different than ours. Like almost they see like a GoPro.
Okay. Awesome.
If they had a GoPro on each side, they have a huge wide angle of view.
Gotcha.
So they can see movement, pretty much. It's not like a chameleon. They can't move their eyes separately, but they can see GoPro vision.
Cool. Thank you for putting into perspective that I can understand.
The GoPro. I knew you would. I knew there's a wide angle there. I just couldn't get the degree.
Couldn't have said it better.
I mean, because that's actually a great question.
That's a great question. I actually never really thought about that before.
And we've never been asked that.
There you go. GoPro vision.
That's why I was a little.
Shelley from Georgia.
Come on, Shelley. Hit us with a question. Oh, there it is.
With water temps still on, I think hang on.
Uh-oh.
I think Shelley lost her part one of her question. Shelley, sorry, Shelley. Shelley says I'm planning on visiting Florida in April for a vacation, specifically to. You're looking over there. It's not.
Oh,
over
I'm
there.
sorry.
I'm reading off my notes.
I got you. Okay. I'm like, where's that at? Where are you reading that? I don't see that.
Planning on visiting Florida for vacation in April, specifically to do some largemouth bass fishing.
Right.
So my question is, with water temps still on the cool side, can I still fish topwater baits?
That is actually the best time. February is when they start their bedding process. February and early March. So April will be absolute optimal time. Fish will be off the bed, and they'll be aggressively chasing topwater baits. So April is going to be a perfect time. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to catch a lot of bass. I mean, I'm on my quest for 365 fish.
Yeah.
And the bulk of them was caught in April.
So April is indeed a good month.
April is indeed.
Well, and also interesting point is that she mentioned she's coming to Florida specifically for
Yeah, now let me tell you something, Shelley. While you're down here, I would go ahead and chase a couple different species that we have. We have the northern, the Coosa that are right on the edge of Alabama and Florida up there on the Coosa River. We have the Swanee River that you can only catch in the Swanee River.
Wait, hang on. Coosa, is that a fish?
That's a fish. That's a bass. That's a largemouth bass.
Okay, that's a type of largemouth bass.
And then you've got the over on the toward the Jacksonville in the center of the state, just above, just west of Jacksonville.
Okay.
You have the red eye. I think that's where the red eye is at. The red eye bass, or that might be the Alabama. Pardon me. Just Google it, because I have been wrong. I was pointed out on the radio show the other day. I was wrong, and I was wrong.
It happens.
So we've got the peacock. I would plan on making a drive for the peacock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean we don't.
Yeah, if you really want to make vacation, hit the spots.
Yeah, make
the grand slam,
because you can catch largemouth in all the same locations.
Okay.
If you get to Central Florida, you're only going to catch largemouth. So, she didn't say where she was going. She just said she was coming to Florida.
Yeah.
So you can catch largemouth in all these same locations. So I would plan a trip, if you were just coming for those fish, to where you could catch a couple different species, like the Swanee and the largemouth off the Swanee River, or the Coosa and the largemouth off the Coosa River, or go to South Florida and catch the peacock, the snakehead, the clownfish, clown knifefish, the chitchlet. I can go on with those.
If you are a fisherman, this is a great place to live.
Oh, it's #1 fishing spot in the world.
I mean, her question points out that people plan vacations to come here
to fish,
to do what you can do every night on your way home from work.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
Mike, that's why
it's pretty wild.
That's why I love. We had a gentleman. Remember the Arkansas gentleman that sent me the picture of his granddaughter that shot a deer? Well, he sent me a picture of her first bear today.
What?
Yeah. She's 6 years old, and he shot her first bear with a crossbow.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she's getting started early. She's not going to have anywhere to go by the time she's 10. She'd be like, "I've killed them all, Dad."
Wow.
So great picture. I'm sure we'll be posting that.
Yeah, her other one's on the website already.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the website already. So I thought that was awesome. Like, I'm 48. I've never killed a bear.
That's pretty awesome.
She's 6. 6, Mike.
Where's
So
she?
we have our good things. They have their good things.
Yeah,
They
sure.
can't walk out the back door and go catch a bass as quick as we can.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that. 90 boo boo.
you are just saying that.
Let me see her peacock bass.
You want to talk some top news?
I do.
There's not much. There's not much.
We're running skinny on the top news.
Skinny. Let me give you the skinny.
Hit it. Hit the skinny.
Burmese python hatchlings.
Mm-mm. In the Keys. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did I just steal your thunder?
No,
I'm sorry.
no. There's no thunder here.
They got one in the Keys. And they were just bragging of how that's not been in the Keys yet.
Yeah. Key
So
Largo.
now, Key Largo. It's that. I bet it's up. You know that marsh you pass right there going into Key Largo? You know how you drive down that stretch? It's like fence on both sides.
Yeah, yeah,
There's like marsh. I bet
Yep.
it's in there.
Well, what's interesting is they found it
At a bar?
just drinking.
At a bash. I need a drink. They're killing my kinfolks everywhere.
He was slurring his S's.
He was trying to hiss. Sorry.
And
We
it tipped,
apologize.
and it tipped him off.
It's totally derailed.
And but they were researching a certain rat that was
Okay.
on the extinction list,
Oh, okay.
and they were tracking one.
Really?
And
Don't
they-
tell me the
yeah.
snake nailed it right
Yep.
when they got to it.
Well, no, they found it. They tracked it and find inside, and that's how they found one of
Are
these
you
pythons.
serious?
Yeah, that's how they find.
I didn't
found-
read that far. I'm always
Well,
a headlines kind of guy.
It actually wasn't on the FWC website. It was found on some, believe it or not, website that I found.
Wow.
But no,
Believe
but,
it or
But
not.
true, they were tracking an extinct or
Endangered.
endangered rat. They were down in the Key Largo area, and it had been eaten, supposedly, according to this website, and that's how they found it. But I think there was 3 hatchlings. But an interesting point, and I never really made this connection because they kept saying how it got on the island. I'm like, well, Key Largo's not an island. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
It's right off the mainland, right?
Yeah,
That's
there's
the first one
yeah.
right there in Miami. Yeah.
yeah, it's a bridge.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, they kept calling it an island, so they figured it probably swam over.
Right.
But there is a bridge, so if it was smart, it might have taken the
I would have took the bridge.
take the bridge.
Yeah.
But anyways, they found 3 of them,
Wow.
and this is the first time in the Keys they found Burmese pythons. But it's
Obviously
kind of
thriving, right?
I think that's the moral and the bottom line of the story is that these things are not they're expanding, they're continuing to go. So
Wow.
what they're actually doing is sending out postcards.
Oh, seriously? I'm thinking there's a joke here. I'm sorry.
No. They're
Well, I was
sending
going to say, we have really derailed here. Okay, they sent out postcards.
yeah, saying with you or here. No,
Gotta give you that. Gotta give you that.
no, they are sending out postcards to everybody in the Key Largo and surrounding areas, telling them with the number to call if you see them. Be
Yeah,
on
okay,
alert because
okay.
we have located these here, and I'm just trying to give everybody a heads
Wow.
up. So
Wow.
they're sending out postcards on the
Well,
number
you know,
to call.
there's got to
if
be
you
a
see
lot
'em.
of them because
Yeah.
if you found 3 in Key Largo,
Yeah.
there's definitely more.
Well, it was interesting because the website said they found hatchlings, and I think they're about 18 inches long. So they're
Right.
I mean they're
Yeah.
just small ones. And they said they figure it's probably because snakes mated.
Probably.
And I was
a
going
good
to
chance.
agree with that
Yeah. Probably.
study.
I could have probably guessed that without studying. I'm just saying.
I don't
Top
know.
news.
Do you think an 18-inch python swam that channel? That's
It could.
probably.
Yeah,
they're
but
swimmers.
3?
They're
Yeah.
swimmers though.
Yeah, they're definitely swimmers.
But 3, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're talking 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that.
But anyways, they're in the Keys, so they're still thriving. So that area from
Key Largo
South
now.
Miami down south through the Everglades, to,
Yeah.
I mean, was the pop. Remember when we were in the Keys, we popped open that when we were in the Everglades.
Yeah.
Popped open that map
Oh,
that actually
yes.
showed where they're being caught, and it was closer over to that Miami
Yes.
area that was incredibly
Yeah.
heavily populated
Actually,
where they're finding the
that's
pythons.
exactly right. And I'm
So these
surprised
things are
it took
just
this long. Yeah.
moving south, moving south, moving south. Rodney, let's talk ducks.
Let's do it, man. Because you know
That was a
what?
nice segue, wasn't it?
It was. It was a very good segue. Because you know that we have duck season coming, and we just had. They're trying out this short teal and wood duck season. It was the first 3 days of duck season in September. They had a teal wood duck.
And when you're saying teal, spell that for me.
Teal.
Okay, just like the color, teal.
Yeah, just like the color,
Okay.
teal. There's several types. There's cinnamon, there's blue wing teal, and then there's green wing. So they had a teal and wood duck season. So they're trying it out to see how it works out. They would like to have that split up season all the time. I'm not a fan of it, and I'll tell you why. But this year was the first year they introduced the second teal season, meaning it's 3 days.
Okay.
So it was this last weekend.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was the second
3 days. Boom.
3 days.
Done.
Boom. And that season is over. So I don't hunt it because it's just too hot. Just absolutely too
It
hot.
was brutal last
It's
week.
just my
Yeah.
gosh, man. So I like cold weather duck hunting, and it's not always cold on in November. Once we get sometimes it's 30 degrees, sometimes it's 80.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So it's just really hard to tell. But I'm not a big fan of that season, and let me tell you why. Those short blast season when you're trying to isolate one duck. And I'll tell you why. And duck hunters, please do not get mad at me. Not a lot of people are as forgiving on duck season as I am. And I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain.
Explain me, Rodney.
When I shoot 6 ducks, I'm done for the day. And that's the law when you shoot 6 ducks. But if I don't find all of my ducks, I don't go shoot 6 more because I didn't find these ducks.
You mean you shoot them and then you have to go track them down?
You have to go
sometimes
find
you
your
find
ducks.
them, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you find them, you don't. Sometimes you don't. Well, there's a lot of every hunter I know. I'm the only duck hunter I know that will not that does that. The rest that I know, I'm not saying everybody, so don't throw
Sure.
something at
Yeah.
me. Don't, if you want to send a hate email, send it to Mike at RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. So
This is a moral decision?
it's a moral
Is it-
decision.
is it?
Yeah. Legally,
Well,
that's
it's
what
a-
you're supposed to do.
It's a legal decision, I guess.
It's legal.
Yeah.
You're only allowed to kill 6 ducks, period.
But aren't some
But-
people probably finding a loophole going, well, I don't have them, so
I don't
yeah.
have 6 ducks in my possession,
Yeah.
so I'm going to shoot 6 more. I can't find none of my ducks. And it's a problem of how you set up. If you set up near a real weedy area, there's a good chance you're not finding any of your ducks. And I know there's somebody out there and I find every damn one of my ducks. Well, great. I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you. But,
Do you typically shoot one, then go get it, or you shoot, and then go?
I have a method. I shoot 2, and then I go out and
Okay.
shoot my ducks. Depending on how they're coming in. If they're coming in heavy, if I shoot all 6 ducks on a heavy spree and I wait, I'm not finding those ducks. There's no way. I can't keep track of where these ducks went down.
Yeah, but a lot of gray area. How do you know, first of all, that how do I know that I killed it?
Well, if it's flying and you shoot and then it's not flying, it's a pretty good sign.
You base it on, for reals, you base it on that?
Yeah, because
couldn't
if you knock a duck down out of the air and he hits the water, whether he's dead or not, he's not flying back out of that ever. You know what I mean? He can swim around. He can do his thing, and he might could eat for a while, but you don't know if that's a fatal shot. To me, a duck down is a fatal shot, whether he can swim around or not. And then, if I see that duck and I see him on the water and he's flopping, I'll do a follow-up shot, and I'll go out and get that duck right then because I don't want that duck, there's divers that'll go down, and you'll lose that duck. So,
Sure.
So back to the split-up season like that. If you isolate the teal season, you don't think for 1 minute those guys ain't shooting a wood duck thinking, oh, I thought it was a teal.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I know hunters, and I'd love to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, there's got to be some accidentals in there, right?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you save that season for when that accidental becomes a legal duck? So that guy's not bringing an accidental duck back to the boat
Oh, yeah.
because the game warden don't go, oh, man, you know what? Accidents happen. I'm not going to hold you to that. You had 5 accidents today.
You're offending the game warden.
No, but they're not going to do it.
No, but they're
Duck-
not talking that way. I mean,
You're right. I apologize. Apologize, game wardens. And I'm probably making some people mad, but I just don't agree with that split season for that reason. And I know, God bless the FWC,
so you're saying
they're giving people the benefit of
put
the
them
doubt.
together because the chances of
Put
shooting
them
a
together.
wrong one or
Absolutely.
taking away the excuse.
Yes. Put them all together like it's always been. Why are we splitting this up? I need to.
Why are they splitting it up?
I've got the FWC's, the main guy. So I'm going to be emailing him, and I want some explanation.
Is it for
I don't
another
know.
fee for another license?
No, because once you buy it, it's for the season. So I want to know, why are we trying to split that season up like that? I mean, it's not like the teal are coming in September
Sure.
and flying out in November because they're here, or maybe it is. I want to know that reason. So
From a game management perspective, it'd be interesting to.
that's what I want to know. And it just so happens I've got the main waterfowl man's info. So I'm going to send him an email, and I'm going to, you know what? I'm not always going to agree with everything FWC does.
That's fine.
Nobody ever
Yep,
is.
it's fine.
I just personally, I'm a little selfish. I like to duck hunt, and I want to be successful, and I want everybody to be successful. I don't understand why we're splitting it up. And maybe he can say, look, well, here's the deal. And he can explain it to me.
But when you say successful, because splitting it, blending them together makes somebody more successful because.
Well, in the long run, I'm thinking down the road 10 years. You've got this split up season, and these guys are blowing ducks out of the water, not knowing what they are.
They're just shooting.
They're just shooting,
Okay.
man. I mean, they're just knocking down ducks down as fast as they can and sorting them. Not a teal, not a teal. Oh, here's a teal.
Okay, gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've duck hunted. This is my 15th year, officially, my 15th year of duck season. My first year, and I brag about it, and I've talked about it a million times. My buddy and I, JJ, our first year, we bought some really good binoculars, and we just went out looking at ducks. I had no idea what a duck is.
Brilliant.
I mean, I knew what a duck was, but I mean, I couldn't identify how they flew, how they landed. So we went to Emeralda Marsh, one of the top local, duck habitats. That's all you can do out there is duck hunt. You can't do anything else. And you can't take a boat out there, and you can't have an airboat. It has to be, a canoe or walking or wading. There's some, you can take a mud motor boat out there. And it's a huge area. It's a great, great habitat for ducks. And we basically went with binoculars, camoed out, no shotguns, and we watched ducks. And as a matter of fact, it's the only time I've ever seen a cinnamon teal in the state of Florida.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Because you're watching,
I'm watching.
paying attention.
Just looking. What is that? And we had a duck chart, man. We're going through the Autobahn book, and we're looking at Florida ducks, and poof, oh man, that's a cinnamon teal, And then blam, oh my gosh, that's a blue-winged teal. It's the first time I've ever seen a blue-winged teal. First time I ever seen a pintail, and the only time I've ever seen a pintail in the state of Florida was in Emeralda Marsh. There was such a wide range of ducks there. It kind of got me into bird watching. I love watching birds.
Yeah.
I don't specifically go out on a trip, but my binoculars stay in my truck because, especially this time of year, if I pull up to a pond and I see ducks floundering, I want to see what they are. You see mergansers, lesser mergansers, hooded mergansers. You'll see teal, and I'm taking it we got a question.
Knowledge is everything.
Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to this. Because remember, you shoot a duck illegally, it is a federal charge, not a local state. That is what's important.
We need to emphasize that. I'm going to show a picture here.
Okay.
I don't have a way of instantly putting this online, but here, let me bring myself up.
Oh, wow.
This is from our buddy Randy. Says you guys are missing out.
Oh, he's
So
at
this
the
is-
island. Oh,
So this.
that's where he's at.
Oh,
He's at the island, Mike.
you dog, Randy. Well,
Yes.
wait. So this is which island?
He's at Mackinson Island.
So this is.
This is your sunset on the camping trip.
Yeah.
Can you see it? You want me to hold it up?
Yeah,
Tell me
hold it
when
up.
up or down or.
Sorry, we're gonna do this old school. Down, and to your something. I don't know. The other way. Yeah, perfect. Right there. Yeah, come back. That's good.
Right there?
Yeah.
Zap it in there.
Yeah, it's not the best fidelity coming through this way, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the island, and obviously there's reception on the island because Randy's obviously watching the show
Yes.
from the island.
Oh, my
saying you're
gosh.
missing out. Thanks, Randy, for that.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm slightly more than jealous.
Twice as, and we had an amazing sunset the first year. Remember that? The first year we were there. What amazing sunsets we had every day. So
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for that. A wonderful distraction.
and that's where we duck hunt, literally.
Yeah.
Just right outside that island. And on the first day of duck season, that island will be full of people.
Talk about the federal offense side of that,
So
because I think it's an important
yeah.
point.
So it's important to know
You
that
don't realize this.
this is a federal offense because these ducks migrate from Canada, in the northern United States, and they migrate across every state.
They are on an international flight plan.
They are international, my man.
They're not flying from Kissimmee to Orlando.
And
they cross the borders.
Exactly, and they are protected by the federal boys.
Yeah, that takes you a second to stop and think
Yeah.
about that and wrap your head around that.
Yeah, so while we just shoot a duck,
Yeah.
the wrong duck,
Yeah.
and you show up with over limit or too many of the wrong ducks, I call duck hunting advanced wing shooting because you're allowed 6 ducks. Only one can be a tree fulvus.
Slow it down.
Okay, exactly. Then you see where I'm going
Yeah.
here. You're only allowed one, and fulvus, they're basically nocturnal. Black-bellied ducks and fulvuses are whistlers. And it just so happens I got a whistle call here. You ready?
Is this a fulvus?
This is a whistling duck, and it's not a very good whistling duck call. I'm gonna get one from Hollow Wing. I'm
Okay.
gonna order me a good. Ready? So that's my whistler
very
call. I've got some better ones. These are just the ones I had in the truck. So they'll come in like early morning.
So that doesn't sound like a duck at all. It sounds
No,
like, it sounds like
it's
a
called
whistle.
exactly. It's a whistler. They're called. They don't go whack whack. Like the mallard. So that's a mallard. So that's the duck call everybody's used to.
Okay.
Now a wood duck has a different sound. A whistling duck has a different sound. A teal has a real fat, and a ruddy duck has a different sound. So, I mean, these things have different sounds. So, but the whistlers, the black bellies, you're only allowed 2 of those. The whistler, the fulvus, you're only allowed 1. And when they come in in a flock. I mean, they come in a flock. And when you shoot, you very well could knock 2 or 3 down.
You better be prepared.
Yeah,
I mean, with the knowledge that you're talking about,
That's
going
what
out
I'm saying.
and checking them out and
This
learning.
is advanced
Yeah.
duck hunting 101. I mean, this is or 2.5.
Yeah.
This is this is advanced hunting. Steel shot. You don't want to be caught out there with a lead bullet in your boat anywhere for any reason. If you just went dove hunting and you got your pouch on and you just come in and you accidentally got a lead shot in there, you could be charged a federal crime for having lead shot in your vest because you don't have steel shot. You cannot shoot lead shot on the water. It has to be steel shot. Now there's other, there's bismuth, there's a tungsten, there's there's 100 different substitutes from lead, but you can't have lead. You're allowed 6 teal. You're allowed 3 wood ducks. Only one could be a female. I mean,
Is it 6 ducks total?
6 ducks total.
What is the season that was last weekend was teal season?
Yeah, it was teal season.
6
you were allowed
teal.
6 teal.
Bing, you're done.
Yep, you're done.
What's this weekend?
So in November 19th, when it comes
19th,
up,
okay.
all ducks are in this. All ducks are in the pot.
In the teals, teals
as well.
Poor teals.
But teals get a hit at coming and going, man. And wood ducks,
Wow.
Wood ducks had that little wood duck season. So I mean, whew, man. I mean, it's just they'll get you coming and going if you're a teal.
Wow.
But that's what's important, man. Is that you've got to know your ducks, man. Teals stay low. They come in those cattails, very low and fast. And so's a ruddy duck. A ruddy duck's just a little ball speed, man. They'll come in at 150 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
I've shot ruddies. I've shot teals. I've shot black bellies. I've shot only 1 fulvus in 15 years.
Oh, that's those whistlers.
That's the whistler.
Yeah.
Good job,
yeah,
Mike.
thanks.
So I've only shot 1 fulvus in my whole 15 years. And I was actually taking it to the taxidermist when Hurricane Charlie hit. And that was 2004.
Really?
Yeah.
Connections, the way your mind connects
I
things.
know,
like that,
and
right?
I lost I had black bellies and that fulvus in that freezer, so
Wow.
I was very disappointed. Yeah, it was. So I mean, with the duck season come out, don't hesitate. I mean, I have 15 years experience, and I'm not the most experienced. I mean, 20 years experience is great for a duck hunter. You
Sure.
know? By then, you've got this down pat.
That's all those little bits and pieces you got to kind of pay attention
Yeah,
to what's going on.
especially with something like that.
Beginning to think it's not as easy as we want to make it sound.
Right. And you know what?
In some areas, there's
Flat out wing shooting to me is one of the best ways to get out there and start hunting. I mean, it's a lot of exciting stuff. It's easy. It's the least expensive hunting you can do.
Sure.
And it's just, man, it's just absolutely fantastic. And if you got a canoe and you're not duck hunting and you are a hunter, man, you're missing, a bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
You really are. And especially if you're a dove hunter, man, if you're a dove hunter, you will absolutely freak out when you duck hunt for the first time. We're going to be taking Todd this year. There's a spot in my boat for Todd and Todd only. So he will be,
that's cool.
one of my guys, so Todd will get to join in the first day season festivities. We never get to film it because you're always out of town that weekend, man. So
coincidence.
But so I mean, duck hunting. There again, I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff on duck hunting. I think I posted a wood duck and I posted the season limits. You know what I mean?
I saw that.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Maybe I can pull that up real quick. How are we doing on time?
You're good.
We're closing. Yep. We're getting. So I'll pull up and I'll read you the actual limits and what you're allowed to have. Are
Okay.
you ready for this?
All ears.
And don't cry because it is confusing. Okay. So 6. Are you ready for this? 6 ducks total, of which only 2 can be wood ducks. Out of that 6, you can only have 2 wood ducks, including no more than 4 mallards, of which only 2 can be females. So if you shoot 4 mallards, you can shoot 4 males, but you can't shoot 4 females. And these things are flying. Mallards are probably the slowest of all of them, though. So you can usually tell those pretty easy. 4 scooters, 4 eiders, 4 long-tailed ducks, 3 wood ducks, 2 redheads. I've only seen a few redheads on Lake Toho. 2 pintails. I've only seen pintails in Emerald Marsh. Now, they fly all over Florida. Doesn't mean, they're not there. 2 scoop. I've seen scoop. 2 canvasback. It could be male or female. 1 black duck.
Wow.
1 Florida molted duck. And I'll tell you this. Get ready for this. It looks exactly like a female mallard.
Oof. Oof.
The male and the male molted duck and the female mallard are so close, unless you are a 20-year veteran.
Really?
Yeah. This is how I do it. When I shoot the molted duck, I put him in the boat. I won't shoot another
Maybe
mallard.
this is a good argument for shooting a duck and then going and getting it,
Yeah, it's absolutely.
rather than shooting them all,
Yes.
then
Yeah, and
hoping
trying
for
to
the best.
That's exactly right. Like I said, I usually down 2 ducks and I go
That's
out
fair.
and get them. Only 1 malted duck, 1 black duck, and 1 fulvus whistling duck. Okay. Now, if that duck is not on this list, you need to look because, hooded mergansers. Matter of fact, hooded merganser's not even on the list, so you can't shoot a hooded merganser.
Well, I think because you're making that word up.
The lesser merganser, well, there you have it. Limited days, special regulation.
But
Miccosukee.
6 total.
So 6 total. Yeah. 6 total. I will post the absolute rule.
Wow. That's a lot of and, buts, and ors.
So it is advanced hunting 2.5. So
Wow.
there
Well,
you
you know what time it is? It's time to check in on our new segment going called "How the Heck Did You Get So Fat?"
Right. That's definitely a
think-
segment.
Working on the catchiness of the title, but it's something like
Yeah,
that.
if we could soften that blow.
So
that'd be
we're
awesome.
we're working on a show about hunter fitness.
Yes.
We're going into that time of year where it pays to be able to walk a mile,
Right.
basically.
Exactly.
And so we thought, what better time than now for us to put our money where our mouth is and say, let's lose some weight.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, you can get fit and cardio and everything else, but if you're way overweight, you got to start somewhere.
The bottom line is you got to start somewhere.
Let's jump in. Let's do it now. Lay our cards on the table. Put our money where our mouth is. Full disclosure. Last week, we're up to $10. Here's the rules. $5 a week, you and I. Period. $5, keep it going. We add to the kitty. And if the main only rule is the next week you weigh in, you have to weigh less.
Yeah, it's not competing.
It's not competing.
No.
You just need to weigh less. It's progress. Just continue to progress. And you're invited to join in this effort. Continue to weigh less.
Yes.
If you don't weigh less, it's doubled. You put $10 in the kitty.
Yes.
So we're on week 2.
Yes.
The kitty's already going to be up to $20.
And if I say yes again.
Don't say it.
Okay.
So
yes.
So the money, we're still figuring this out. And any input is welcome. But
yes,
it's going to.
I swear I didn't mean that one. I agree.
So watch this.
Okay.
Let me see this.
So
whoa.
There you are.
Oh, there I am. I got to figure out how to work these camera things. That's pretty cool.
So this is me.
There you go.
And I get to go weigh in first.
Now, what were you last week?
200.4.
That's okay. Very good.
So all I have to do is weigh less. 200.2 would be awesome. I will tell you, I weighed in at the doctor, and I was pretty scared of what I weighed. It was 203.
Okay, here you go, Rodney.
Okay, you ready?
It's all you, buddy.
Let me take this off, because that weighs 0.4 right there.
And I got to say, I enjoyed the walking music last week. So here you go. Here you go. All right, Rodney's going in. 200.4. There's the scale. Light it up, partner. Oh, I love this dance. This is my favorite. I'm sorry. That is funny. Here we go. No way. No way. Yes. Maybe we need to.
I think your scale is wrong.
Maybe we need to re-go over the rules. Maybe the rules weren't clear to you.
Mike.
I
call shenanigans.
I think bylaw section 2 says if you actually the next week you have to be below where you were no. Okay, we'll keep.
So I gained a pound.
Nice job,
Mike. I took everything out of my pockets. Look, I mean, I literally, I emptied everything out of my pockets, Mike. So it is your turn. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Do you remember your weight? We got the walking music again?
One of these times I'm going to take off walk with my headphones on.
I can't wait. I can't. And we're off.
Here we go. You got your $5, right?
I do. Well, now I need $10. I was so confident I only brought 5. So somebody's got to keep track of this. So, let me walk over to see I can keep my headphones on.
Wait, the microphone's here, though.
But I can see you.
Oh, you're going over here. Okay. Figure out this.
Yeah, I can see you, so. So here's the deal. So, yeah, go ahead. Okay, he's walking in. He cannot hear us right now. Ready? And he goes, okay, nope, don't sit on the toilet, buddy. Oh, let's see if he gets it on the first shot. It's his scale, he better. Watch this. When he hits it, it'll say, there's a button on there. See, now he goes right on it. It says 1 at a time, please. Oh, he went down. Oh, 233. Mike lost 4 pounds this week. Holy moly. 237. You were 237, and now you are 233. Let me go back over. You lost 4 pounds. Uh-oh, that's our show shutting down on us. Wow, I gained a pound. You lost 4.
I'll be honest with you, Rob. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. I saw mine coming because I weighed in at the doctor. I was 203. So I saw me. I don't know how I gained more weight. It must be a residual of. I got to bring. Look here. Here's my 5. I got to bring another 5 next week.
All right.
So
that's up to
that's
$25
$25. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, $25. Yeah, so now we're up to 20.
Who's keeping score here? Because
Yeah.
we're going to need an accountant for this thing.
Yeah, we're
pretty
going to
soon.
need a tax write-off or something.
$25. That's cool. We're going to have some fun with this.
Yes, we are.
It's going to
No,
get.
Mike, I'm depressed.
I didn't see it coming. I'll be honest with
I
you.
didn't either. Because you've seen how I've been eating this week.
I have.
And
I,
you
and
you
I
called
would
me out on being shenanigans.
I was
You were like,
I was like, I don't know about this. He's actually serious about this.
and I gained weight? Mike,
What?
I got a lighter shirt. I sucked my gut in too, so I'm not really.
I can't believe it. I'm a little proud of myself.
You did.
I'm just ecstatic.
You lost 4 pounds, Mike.
233, really?
233.
That's sad that I'm thrilled with 233. That's pathetic.
Well, you were 237.
I'll tell you this though.
Okay.
Here's this true story. Because I was actually working out this week. I'm sore. I'm sore today from working out.
Okay.
Totally working out, and I'm like totally into it, and I'm doing these rows, and the girl comes over and like, "You all right?" Because I was like really into it, and she's like, "Mike, it's only 2 pounds." my therapist says,
Oh.
you know, yeah, I was doing therapy. It's just like,
Okay.
it's only 2 pounds.
It's
You can
only 2 pounds, Mike.
take it, back it off a little bit.
Went to 1.
Yeah, but I did 2 pounds, and I lost
Well,
4 pounds.
I'm
on 2
buying
pounds.
2-pound weights on the way home.
What happened to your
Congratulations.
whistles? What happened to your?
So
fl-
I
fl-
took
flavel?
everything off,
Oh, you
dude.
did. You stripped out.
I literally, while you were talking, I was sneaking stuff out of my pockets. Literally, I'm naked. I'm naked.
Well, this night just
So-
couldn't have been any better for me, Rodney.
I,
So thank
you
you
dirty dog.
for $25 into the kitty.
Into the kitty. So we
I'll
got
tell you-
25. I've got to weigh less tomorrow, next week.
What's it
'cause
worth to you to lose? What would be if you could snap your finger? Here, I'm going to give you $500 if I could lose 30 pounds right now.
Oh, dude, I'd pay $1,000 to
Yeah,
lose
see,
30
right.
pounds. Absolutely.
And that's it is that kind of investment.
Yeah.
When you think about that, and if you put something on the line, put a commitment, make a
Yeah.
statement, going, I'm going to lose a pound, 1 pound
You
this week.
sabotaged me this week. You took.
Maybe,
We've been out to eat a few times, and
but I've
actually
Partaken.
you did
I
partake. I
partaken.
didn't. I even went one night without
I
eating.
know. You did.
I should have ate.
Yeah, Sunday night or Sunday night you didn't eat.
It's the residual. That's what it is.
Well, in 2 minutes the lights are going to go
All right.
completely dark. So let's get the heck out of Dodge. Congratulations to me.
and as my mama said,
Wait,
I'll-
you know, play us out with your squirrel. Whistle.
okay. As my mama said 18 million times, and I pray I get to say it half as much. You ducks get outside and stay.